Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, I can. Hey guys, this is Ash here from NTV Studios, bringing you once again another live stream in the city, and I have something big to show you. And when I say big, I mean big. Okay, so I've been trying or wanting to work something out for a while, and I wanted to do it in advance before we built to it, because I wanted to make sure that I had enough room to make it look long and realistic. Now what I mean by that is if I'd have built to it and I built too far, and then I wouldn't have had enough room to put this thing in what I wanted to put in, and it probably wouldn't have looked realistic, and it would have looked more like something smaller than what we already have, than what it was supposed to be. Now I can't show you it on the map because it's not currently on the map, and I've still got to get it in on the map, but I know where it is. And let's just say it's quite a way away from all of this area. It's a bit away, it's not too far, but it is a bit away. And when you start going out into it, and when you start really exploring it, like me and Ant did as we were working on it, you can soon get lost. You can soon really get lost and not know your way back to the city, and that can really bummer you. And you can really, and especially like if there's nobody else in the game, like me and Ant were both over there, no one in the game. So once we got so far out and started doing this giant thing, it was kind of like getting to the point like where we had to try and find our way back to the city. Then luckily Killer King 1126 came in, and we could teleport to him, who was at the Candy Block Stadium, and some other things. So we fly all the way down here, and as you know that there is going to be some stuff going down here eventually, but we go to a certain extent. We go quite a way away from here, which in my opinion is going to give us enough room to put in what we want to put in my personal opinion, which it should make it look pretty nice. Like, there's enough room for a residential area, more shops and gas stations and different buildings to come down here. But then eventually we will be doing a Pacific kind of long street. And that is right, guys. I have been marking out the sea. I have been working on the Los Ashlees Sea. Well, I guess you wouldn't call it the Los Ashlees Sea. It would be maybe something like the Minecraft North Sea or something like that. It'd be sort of like whatever sort of like you would be on a compass to in the country. So I don't really know. Like, I'm guessing like this way, you sort of like. I don't really know, because I'm not too like skilled up with a compass enough, but you would be somewhere like maybe like southwest or something like that, southeast. I think something like southeast you would be, so sort of like the Southeast Sea, and it runs at the edge of Los Ashlees, so it goes pretty far. And there is a few little glitches with it still, where some of the river some of the sea rather, has not totally filled in. It's kind of like Ant can see these, but where he sees them, they're filled in for me, and then where I see them, it's all filled up for Ant. So it's kind of like a buggy glitch as we're like been spreading out the sea and the water itself. But I started working on this, then Ant joined, and then he joined and helped. I was working on it for, I would easily say about 10 minutes before Ant came on and started helping. And then another person came on and started helping. Then I had to go off somewhere and do something in the real world, and they carried on doing a bit. And then I came back and helped, and there is a ton of it. Now the thing is, the sea itself probably goes further to the side than it does going out to sea. So for example, if you were to follow the coastline, like if you were to go that way, or if you were to go that way, instead of flying out to the sea, you would probably be more likely to go longer that way, because we do obviously come to the end of the map, but we can go right to the edge of the Minecraft country. Exactly the edge of the Minecraft country, and that would be sort of like, I guess you would say like if you were like playing a game like GTA or something like that, I guess you could kind of call it like, you know, when like on GTA, like on the older games you get to a certain extent, or like some games you get to a certain, you know, level in the ocean and then you just stop, as in like the map goes like that's the edge of the map. Well, that's here. So if you were to imagine that this would carry on, when you get to the end of this map, you would probably start coming sort of more into the deep middle of the sea. So sort of like what you would probably imagine is like this bit here would be like coming out to sea from the Los Ashlees city itself. As you can obviously see, and the sea itself doesn't all load in. That's how big it is. You can sort of see it a bit there if you turn, but there is no way you can see the whole entire sea. I don't think you might just be able to teenily see it, but this would be sort of in a way the whole entire ocean itself. This is the Los Ashlees Sea, or the Southeast Sea, whatever you want to call it. And basically, once you would get to the end of this map, you would start coming into the deep middle sea, like, you know, where you could be like anywhere for all anyone knows, sort of like lengths where only huge ships would go out to, you know, whereas like this map you might still get the odd fishing boat, you know, coming out pretty far, but they wouldn't go much further than the edge of the map. But if it was a great cruise ship, for example, you would probably more than likely still see like big cruise ships or cargo ships or passenger ships taking, you know, people to another country, or something like that. And there is also another country being made up in the Minecraft country, and this is called Kyletopia. So when we build things like the airport and when we do things like the docking station, I'm going to do boats to such places as Kyletopia and stuff like that, and we're going to start making up some other made up countries, and we're going to start creating our own Minecraft world, like our own Minecraft Earth, if you like, where, like, you know, kind of how like GTA do a lot of references to other places but you never actually see them, or for example you never have much to do with them. Basically what would happen is we would do that in this kind of city. And hi, Dom Plays Games, welcome Dom. So yeah, so we've basically flown really far out, and we've basically been putting in the ocean, the whole like entire sea, and it's taken a while, but the reason why I did it now is because I knew that when I wanted to do the sea itself, when I wanted to add the sea into the Minecraft country, or into the city, let's say, I knew that I wanted to do a lot of ocean, so I could do like a lot of like cool sea features in the map. For example, things like such as big boats, fishing boats. I wanted to make sure I could have like a pretty big sort of like harbour and docking area. I wanted to make sure that I could extend the airport out into the sea a bit, so it kind of like, so the airport sort of goes round the sea. I also wanted to sort of like make sure, just in general, that I had enough room to basically do things and get things going. And you know, like I didn't want to build all the way to the seafront and then realise that I hardly had any space to fit a decent sized sea in, which would then make the sea look more like a river. Like for example, if we had the sea looking, I guess you could say, if we had the sea looking sort of like thinner than the river, because we didn't have enough room to fit the sea in, it would look a bit daft having a river which was bigger than the actual sea. So what I wanted to do was just basically fill up the sea early on, and to be fair, we're getting closer to the seaside than you think, so it's not really too early on. All I've got to do is start building a few houses with streets on, doing some more shops, doing some more like shopping outlets and areas, things like that, doing some more bus stations, some more train stations, and then we're really deep down, not that far off coming to the sea, if I'm honest with you. So it's not like we're going to be missing out or anything like that. You know, we are going to be, you know, getting there soon. I mean, I would easily say by November we would probably be somewhere about doing the seafront. I would easily say that as kind of like not an actual total realistic target, but I would sort of kind of like to say that by the time we get to somewhere like October, November, we'll be getting close to actually building the seaside, the seafront itself with all the rock shops, if not actually doing it. If not, we should be somewhere very close, as in, matter of like, you can see the sea, but you can't see, but we haven't built anything on the seafront yet. But I've got plans for the seafront. I've got a lot of plans for the seafront, which it'd be good. Like, I want to do for starters, I want to do like a theme park. I want to do an outdoor water park with an indoor swimming pool. So I want to give the advantage that you can do both. I want to do like indoor and outdoor. I also would like to do a go-karting track, like a little outdoor go-karting track, sort of like maybe somewhere like on the beach. I also want to do a lot of like hotels, a lot of like seaside hotels, rock shops. I want to build the Blackpool Tower. That's one thing I want to do. I also want to do some shops on the seafront and things like that. Shops is a very sort of important thing to have on a seaside. Is a few like rock shops and sort of shops where you can buy buckets and spades and things like that. Get your little like rubber blow up things for like taking on the beach. And then what I would also like to do, which I don't know if we'll ever do it or not, but I would also like to do some piers with Ferris wheels on, because that's definitely something well needed. Some fish and chip restaurants and hot dog stands and things like that. Getting your hot dogs and that is definitely a very keen feature to what we want to sort of address with the Los Ashlees city itself. Doing the sort of like doing the actual Los Ashlees seafront, putting like a lot of fish and chip places on, and hot dog stands is a very good thing. And then what I would also really like to do is do some sort of like do like a couple of nightclubs on the beach, definitely. A very like aspect thing. Also some stuff like where you can rent push bikes, a place for the lifeboat to like park up on a night, high player one. So there's loads of plans I've got for doing like seaside things. So basically my city is going to more or less present of like loads of different things. It's going to present of a sort of American style downtown city. It's going to present of a sort of UK styled seaside town, and then it's going to sort of present us sort of like a big fancy hilly housing area, and then countryside. So it's a bit like GTA. It's got practically everything. It's got seaside, a downtown area, and then it's also got some other cool looking features to it as well, which should look pretty nice. So I'm just here at the moment going ahead and filling up some of the sea on the map, so I can put it into the cathedral, and then we can kind of get the border and the sort of like borderline of the city itself, where the sea starts, where everything goes, and it should be pretty good. Should be pretty nice in my opinion, and I'm doing good, player one. I'm doing really well. I don't know what made me feel like starting this. I was just bored, and I felt like just placing a load of water for the fun of it, and then I thought, well, how could I do it in a way to help progress the city? So I decided to start filling up my sea and getting my my big ocean going. And I've got loads of plans for the ocean as well, to do like cargo boats, fishing boats, big boats. So I might even do like a submarine, like it's just about to go underwater or something like that, but it hasn't quite gone underwater just yet, but it is sort of about to go underwater. And stuff like that. I might also do like a lifeboat in the sea, like it's rescuing. Like I might even do like a little part where I do like a boat as if it's sinking, stuff like that. So there's quite a lot. I might also do like some planes in the sky, like they're heading up towards the you know, like coming into the airport at Los Ashlees, or like they're maybe heading to another country. There's a lot of things that I would like to do to get this thing going itself, get it looking very nice in my in my personal opinion. So be quite good once we get that going. So let's put this on the cathedral. So this one here needs to go, I think it needs to go like that. Then this one I think needs to maybe go like that. And now bear with me, because I'm not entirely sure, but I think this is the ocean so far. I think that's where we are so far. I don't think that these don't go like that. Look, see, it was definitely this way. So all we've got to do now is fill up that top bit, go on to the last map, and then it gives us this space here to put the airports and the docking areas in, and such like that, which should give out a really good aspect. So to the sea, we've only got to there to build, which it actually looks quite far in real, but it might not be as far. Might not be as far as you think. So when will I start going towards this way then? Well, I'm kind of gone that way a little bit, but I am probably going to more focus on getting some skyscrapers in this area completed. I'm probably going to focus on going to the beach, and then I'm going to start doing the houses, because the beach, the airport and the docking area is like two huge things what need doing, like as in they're probably going to take quite a while, and I want them to be very sort of realistic and good, if you like. And then what I would also like to do then, because obviously going this way, all you're really going to be building is a lot of houses and a lot of hills, which aren't going to be as important as the beach. Like when you, like 9 times out of 10 people probably want to go over to the airport and the beach. And I get asked all the time, people who join the world, have you got an airport yet? You know. And I say, like, not yet, but I am planning to do one. So as soon as we can start working on an airport, which I'm not going to fly out and build it, definitely not. Like my aim of the city is not to fly out and build things far away. Like my plan is to build the airport when we start building nearer that area. But the only thing I'll probably build out pretty far is the highway itself, so I can start getting the highway to go there. So I believe Ant's working on the 20 towers to get the second one complete. I've been trolled quite a bit recently as well, with people building a plane going into the Twin Towers, which is not cool. So if you have built that in the world, I'm not agreeing with you at all. I do not like people what do that, because it was a terrible thing what happened, and I don't believe in people trying to take the mick out of it. It's not, you know, I've never lived in America, but just to think of what them people went through, that, like, you know, their big building and like all that hassle, and when it got, you know, knocked down and, you know, well, like blown up pretty much, like more or less like suicide bombed, it just must be awful for like people, you know, who like had family members in there who maybe lost a life. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not just the fact that the building went down, but people lost their lives, and people, like, you know, went through so much pain and upset, and I wouldn't wish that on anybody, no matter how much no matter how much I have a problem with them, or you know, whether I have been to the USA or not, I wouldn't wish it on them, because at the end of the day they're still human beings living their life, you know. And it's still, it may be years ago, but a lot of people still take it to a lot of passion. So I don't appreciate people building giant planes as if they're going into them, because it's not on, in my opinion. Sugar.